Back at the beginning of 2020, two things were launched, the Honda E and the Late Break Show. In fact, the first video that ever went out on this channel was a review of the Honda E. The weather was biblically bad, but the video went on to be one of the most successful videos I've ever done. Well, there are a few criticisms of the Honda E. It's been discontinued and it's a bit sad that it no longer exists. But a few people said it's a shame it didn't look quite as stocky and hard as the original concept, the Urban EV. And a few other people said it's cool, but it's just a shame it hasn't got a piston engine. Well, I've come to Wales where it's absolutely pissing with rain to meet a company that thinks it might have addressed some of those problems. Follow me as we go and see and also drive some different Honda E's. I'm Jonny Smith, you're watching The Late Break Show, and this is possibly the worst rain in living history. This is amazing. This is Innovate Composites, and this is the man behind this company, Byron Jones, who has a thing for Hondas, it seems. And the reason why I wanted to come here now rather than when you first built this car is because the Honda E, besides going out of production, is actually a bargain right now. This was an expensive car when it came out, but now it's no longer 37 grand or whatever it was when it was new. You can now get these for as little as £10,000, and suddenly that opens my eyes and lots of other people's eyes to the opportunity of legitimately tuning it, modifying it, and doing all the things that basically you've done with it. And can I just say, I bloody love it. So Byron, how do you get into this? How did you get into becoming an expert in composites in a very quiet part of a Welsh valley?
So basically I worked for British Airways for 10 years from 1995 to 2005.
Right.
And then I always had a passion for cars, and I thought I'd try and make my hobby my business, and obviously started this business then. I got experience working with carbon fibre for repairing like 777 leading edge panels.
You've got to be quite good to do that. You can't just patch, can you? Just patch Boeing 757s? I don't know.
No, you got to, there's training courses for it. It's not rocket science, you know, but then you've got to have a decent eye for detail as well. You know, obviously the plies have got to be laid up in a certain way, so it's not just like, you know, like maybe making a fiberglass panel is more complex. Somebody done a rendering on Instagram, and I wanted to try and make that rendering into reality. So
of one of these?
Yeah, yeah.
So you saw a picture and you went, that looks amazing. Why don't we do it?
Yeah, so basically we wanted to make it as authentic to the chap's render as we could. I had to pay him some money for his design. Some of it's not to my taste, but I just wanted to, you know, stipulate as much as... Yeah, so like, you know, the carnage, the front bumper, the side skirts, they were all quite challenging to make. You know, because obviously, like, I made the bottom of the front bumper in steel. Yeah. Just to take a mold off it. And then the carnage were made in steel. The wings were, you know, made with a number of different processes, more like, you know, Celotex and expanding foam.
So I first saw this car in 2021 or 2.
Yeah.
It was the Hot Wheels Legends Tour, and I remember seeing it and going, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Is it something you can buy or is it a one-off? Yeah. And then I found out about you guys, and so this is, let's do a walk round then. So the bonnet is standard.
Yeah, the bonnet's steel.
Yeah.
The wings are full carbon.
Yeah.
The bumpers are full carbon. The rear quarters are carbon. The rear door skins are carbon.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Because they incorporate this gigantic arch.
Yeah. And again, the sills are carbon made out of 2 pieces.
Yeah. And how much wider is it? Because these arches are big.
Yeah, it's 3 inches wider per side, so it's, you know, 6 inches wider overall than a standard Honda E.
Because I remember these little camera mirror things when they launched the Honda E. this was the widest part of the car.
Yeah.
Which is why they said this is the first thing that you'll hit before the arch.
Yeah.
But of course now you've changed that.
Yeah.
And then what size wheels and tyres are we on? Are we on
19-inch wheels.
Yeah.
So we do this like brake upgrade package on them.
Got big Brembos here.
Yeah.
And I know you said you've had carbon composite ones on it before.
Yeah, off a Honda NSX they were.
Is that where they were from?
Yeah. So they're going back on this particular car because this car's going to New Jersey in the USA.
This is sold?
Yeah, sold.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's carbon up here?
Yeah, these roof rails are carbon. They normally fiberglass on the original Honda E.
Yeah.
We've made the carbon bigger rear spoiler.
I love that. I love the way this cuts in because my favourite angle is actually dead on, head on, or dead rear on.
Yeah.
You've got this notch cut out here. And I notice you put the
Parking
sensors in.
Yeah.
It's really neat. With a diffuser.
Yeah.
If you're eyeing up some of the other projects in this room, then don't worry, we'll come on to those later on in this video. So tell me, if I was to bring a Honda E to you, you would sell me and fit this kit?
Yeah, we can do full, like we can make every panel in carbon, bonnet and the front door skins. We wouldn't change the inner doors because of the side impact protection.
Yeah.
But obviously the skins, the carbon is sufficient for that. But it does work out quite expensive, obviously, because it's carbon fibre.
It's carbon. Yeah.
You pay £500 for some mirror backs for a M2 or something like that. So you can imagine, how much is on yours.
How much is this kit to
Well,
buy?
we'd want like £10,000 plus a VAT to supply one of these, and then you've got to fit in.
Yeah.
Which it does require the full car to be resprayed because obviously the quarters, the doors, the wings.
Yeah.
The only thing that's original would be the bonnet and the front doors.
It's all made on the premises.
Yeah, everything was made from obviously the first for the mock-up before we painted the car, and then we took molds off it, and then obviously we made the molds ourselves, and then make all carbon out the molds. So yeah, everything's done in-house. There's nothing, we don't outsource anything.
I think you've done an amazing job. I really do. And then inside, I notice you've reupholstered it with leather.
Yeah.
And you've got they're like a bucket seat.
Yeah. Because it was like a Japanese car, I wanted the seats to look like a Japanese fighter pilot, World War II fighter pilot's head.
Right.
So we was looking through the leather swatches, and we had obviously our supplier supplied us with brown leather swatches.
Yeah.
And one of the boys who was working at the time, we went through one. He said, "That's like an old scrum cap." I said, "Right, that's what I want." So that we had it trimmed in that.
Been a little while since I've been in an E, and I have a great affinity to the Honda E. Besides it being the first video I ever did on the channel, and for a long time being the most watched video that we did, it's just a really exciting, fun, very Japanese, very Honda car. In a lot of ways, I think overlooked because of people dismissing it on the basis that it was a city car and not understanding that. But it's funny, isn't it? I know people that own these, and they are really, really into them. It's one of those cars, it gets under your skin. But what does it drive like? Well, we're just going to go through the village and head out onto the mountain roads. The weather is suboptimal. But I'm keen to know what this one feels like in terms of just the way it handles and feels with these improvements. We know it looks amazing. We know it's 150 horsepower. That power hasn't changed. That battery that's 27 point something kilowatt hours, that hasn't changed. Yes, it's got different wheels and tyre combination and suspension, and so far I am very, very impressed because I thought it was going to be an absolute bone rattler. Cue cattle grid. But one of the main reasons why I wanted to come here and drive this car and show you this model and Innovate Composites workshop is really because when they first built this, they were still building the Honda E for one thing, but of course the Honda E was an expensive car. It was like a 37 grand car, which was off-putting for a lot of people, despite the fact they loved its looks and they kind of wanted one, like me. They forgave it for its small boot and its smaller range because it was just such an interesting, well-made, special car. But what about now? Now, this is even more inviting as a prospect because you could get this body kit and everything fitted, but you could buy the base car second-hand in the UK right now. These are down to £12,000, even I've found a smidge lower coming into winter. Buying an EV in winter is what you want to do. They're always lower residuals, so it's a buyer's market. I have seen these come down to just under 11 grand if you sniff around. And we're not talking high mileage. And that's unbelievable, I think, for this special car. It really is. It's the only car which has managed to master the cameras instead of the mirrors to this day. But of course, with a wider track, the mirrors aren't the widest part of the car, which they were when the E was launched. But I've got them here, and they're in the right position. Audi, take note. They're really, really compact on the side of the car. Hyundai, take note. No one gets it right, apart from Honda. This is the only car that's got this combination right. And the bloody thing's gone out of production. It just feels so good. The steering, they haven't changed the steering, but I'm not even in sport mode. It just steers so well, and of course, independent suspension, rear-wheel drive. I will sniff around the settings, and you can actually turn the traction control off, which on the launch, I couldn't find how you did it. I'm told by Byron that you definitely can. It's not really the weather for it. But like he said, and I really think this is an important point to make. Now, he says to his mates who are now middle-aged and they've probably bought more powerful, more exotic cars like he has, and then they've almost got to a point where you realise they've got these sports cars that they can't enjoy as much as they thought they would. They've aspired to own them, and then they're like, what's the most fun you ever had in a car? And he said a lot of them will go, oh, a Mark II Escort with a 2-litre Pinto in it on twin Webers. And how much power was that? Oh, I don't know, 120 horsepower, 130 horsepower, whatever it might be. Yeah, exactly. Rear-wheel drive, small wheel, short, narrow car, short wheelbase on roads like this that you can truly enjoy. That's what it's about. Now we're going to have a look round what other things you can see. Because as you can see from the intro, there's a lot of other projects on the go here at Innovate Composites, including the one that everyone keeps staring at, the 6R4. So that is that an original?
Yeah, that's my old car. It was an original 6R4 that I purchased. We stripped it down to restore it, and one of my customers showed an interest and wanted to purchase it. So we actually sold it to them. But we finessed the original panels because the panel fits were never the best. No. And then we made all new molds. I wanted to buy a tailgate for it, and I struggled to get one. And I thought, well, we're going to have to repair it, make a mold of it, and make a new tailgate. But so that's what we ended up making the full car. So we can do full quarters, roof, everything. We do the scuttle panel as well now, all the bonnet slam panels.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
And so, this is the collaboration that you and MST, if you've watched the channel for a long time, you'll know the MST Mark I and Mark II Escorts, the brand new ones that I've reviewed. These are the guys that are involved in the carbon versions, so the Evo. Yeah,
the Evo Mark I, we helped them with the rendering, bringing that to reality. We clay modeled the wheel arches to Calvin's design, which was a pleasure to work with Calvin. And also we helped them with the Mark II X-Pack. The
X-Pack, which was at the recent Piston Head show. Yeah, that was very cool.
Yeah, and now we doing full interior, like front to back interior carbon panels, so they basically MST can insulate them and make the car quieter inside, make it more user friendly. Right. Which is the same thing with what we will do with this when we get to it.
And this is now going to be, you've announced you're going to be building an all new 6R4.
Yeah, that's
full carbon.
Full carbon. Basically,
in fact, there's a carcass of one over there.
Yeah, so that's basically the tub, but to the standard specification. We purchased a build jig off a company up in England, We've tooled up so we've got press tools to put the original pressings in where they originally were.
Yeah.
We made a jig then so we can fit the roll cage to the shaft, to the tub, knowing then the quarters will go on. So then you get, because it's quite, you can see the roll cage, see come down the A-pillar over there?
Yes.
So it's quite a tight fit into the A-pillar.
Yeah.
So we've had to make, like I say, quite a comprehensive jig so we can incorporate the roll cage in, because obviously with steel, you can bend it to a certain position, it'll stay, carbon just keeps springing back.
Yeah.
So we've had to make sure we can get that right.
Was it your idea to use this engine?
No, this was built, it was actually a rally car that was built by Tony Davis, I think it was. And basically, he put a sequential box in there and put the touring car engine out of a Calibra DTM car.
Oh, okay.
So,
but the production version of your 6R4 is going to have an Audi V6.
Yeah, like
twin turbo?
No, supercharged.
Or supercharged?
The supercharged S4 V6, same as we got in this Porsche, just for heat management issues, really.
It's just so casual. Nobody ever says, yeah, like this Audi, what do you say, an S4?
Yeah.
S4 V6 twin turbo, like the one in the back of this 911. I don't think anyone's put that engine in a 911 before. No. Is this your idea? Is this your car?
Yeah, this is my personal project.
This thing is wild.
Yeah.
So you've made carbon panels for it?
Yeah, full carbon. All these closing panels, the bulkheads, the seats are carbon. Even the headline is carbon. We went a bit crazy with the carbon.
Luminac, man.
Yeah.
The engine's so inboard, so it's mid-engined, basically.
Mid-engine with a 6-speed transaxle.
Yeah.
Like I said, we can put, the plan is we could put 2 suitcases in the back and 1 in the front, so it'd be a good tourer.
Right.
That's the whole idea behind it.
This fitment with the carbon kind of like is it a bulkhead? Yeah, it's a bulkhead.
That's the bulkhead, yeah. So basically, we could make a seat to suit whatever customer's sort of shape and size, and then you pull the seat out.
Oh.
And the seat goes into the...
Wow. So you make an insert.
Yeah.
And then there's an upholstered insert of the within that.
Yeah, so basically you can have you can if you wanted to change your upholstery, you just change the insert, and you could have more like maybe a race inspired sort of look with this.
Yeah. So you just have
just an insert like that, and insert on the back.
And if that's moulded to you, because I've sat in bare carbon seats and they're weirdly comfortable.
Yeah, it's moulded. We made that out of, started off with Celotex and carved the shape into the Celotex.
This is amazing. It's beautiful. Yeah. You're very talented.
Well, I don't know about that.
We'll show some pictures of the things he's built. You've built some pretty.
I've had some good boys working over the years. I've got good boys now. I've been fortunate, really. Like I say, you're only as good as your workforce in the end.
And then we'll just casually move on to this, which, again, almost a throwaway comment by Byron. I went, oh, what's the deal with the Aston? He went, well, that's a Porsche Taycan.
Yeah.
A rebodied Taycan.
Yeah.
But with longer wheelbase.
Well, it's the standard Taycan wheelbase. So we haven't modified the platform of the Taycan at all, but we've lengthened the wheelbase of the Aston body shell by 300 mil.
Amazing. Oh, you can see the arch where the original arch was.
Yeah.
So I guess a damaged body of an Aston, a damaged Taycan.
Yeah. So it's recycling in my eyes.
Yeah. That's a weapon.
Yeah, that'll be 4-wheel drive, 600 brake horsepower, and and obviously the carbon footprint has already been made for 2 cars.
I can't wait to see that coming along.
I think it'll be a nice car. If you live in London and you want something to drive in that looks a bit different.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put it in sport mode just for a little bit more throttle pep. It feels actually more powerful than on paper. And it's because it's so nimble and nippy. And it's perfectly sized for these great roads. Of course, I come off the throttle and I've still got regen on the paddles. But the brakes are really nice, actually. Yeah, they're really good. But it's the steering and the damping, and the fact it's so wide track, it feels massively stable and chuckable. I'm not going to chuck it though in this weather because it's chucking down. The Renault 5 gets all the column inches right now, and it deserves it. You know, I've been driving one now most of this year. I've done 7,500, 8,000 miles in mine, and there's hardly anything to dislike about it. It has a bigger boot than this car, but look, park that. This still looks like a moving concept car. With this body kit on it, it's impossible not to admire that road presence. It doesn't look angry, it looks happy and Japanese cartoon-esque, but a really, really good driver's car without tons of power, without the need for tons of power. Yeah, it just feels like you can really nip it and tuck it, and it's just... I'm so pleased that 5 years after driving this on launch, it still feels really good. People say, oh, EVs are boring and they can't be fun, and they can. They absolutely can. You just haven't given them a chance. And if you pick something like a Honda E with mods for a commute, and you go the lesser travelled route, the scenic route, you don't have to worry about the fact it's got a big range. You just don't. You charge it at work or you charge it at home. Turning circle on this is, because of the wide track, is not great. It reminds me a bit of a Clio V6. Road departure mitigation. There you go, traction off. There you go, off. Okay, yeah, all right. So traction's off. This car feels like it's absolutely railing corners. It's really, you're not getting any body roll or anything like that. And it's because it's 6 inches wider in track each side. It's a wide thing. So if you bought one of these for less than 15 grand, that's hardly done any miles and is immaculate condition, you're going to feel much less worried about residuals and much less worried about cutting it up than you were if you were going to spend buying one new for 37, 36. It's just, even in the wet with these tyres, it feels really good. So much fun. Honda, I'm looking forward to your next electric small offering. It has promise, but I'm not sure it could look this good. Why didn't you just do a Gen 2 of this? I'm having such fun. Imagine if your commute was, 20 miles each way, and you could do it back roads, interesting back roads, get your regen on maximum, and just enjoy it in something like this. It's just delightful. It really is delightful. And it looks so good on the road. I mean, it looks so good on the road. How could you dislike it? How could you not smile? We live in a sea of blimmin' Soviet grey, Germanic grilled, sinister, angry, roidy monsters. And then you got this. Blimmin' heck. And it was 2017 at the Tokyo Motor Show that I first saw this, the concept of this. And I guess this is the point. Innovate Composites have gone, let's make it look a bit more like the concept car. It's got some good punch, but not like loads. Nothing to write home about. The same as the Renault 5. It's not a powerful car, but you can use all its power. It's got a delightful chassis. It's damped so well. It's comfortable though. It doesn't compromise that. This honestly feels like it's been done by Honda. Like Honda have taken the E and gone, yeah, we'll just tweak it up a bit. We'll Mugen it or something. Love that about it. Love this 2-spoke steering wheel. Always have done. It kind of reminds me of the Japanese tuning scene. It's almost like, why hasn't someone in Japan done this? We're in the middle of nowhere in drizzly Wales, and this has been dreamt up by these guys, when actually it would look more at home in Tokyo. But hey, let's start modifying them. Why not? I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Honda E is an absolute bona fide future classic, irrespective of its electrification. It just is. Look at it. This thing's just great. I mean, I can feel it starting to shimmy slightly, but that's because it's sodden wet. It just darts around. It feels great. What an absolute pleasure. Honda are the biggest hit, then miss, then hit, then miss company I know. But when they do hit, they hit so well. They hit me in the feels. Is that what the kids say? I don't bloody know. So this place that was an old schoolhouse that you've converted?
Yeah. We purchased it in 2000 and then converted it into a house, and then we designed and built all this.
This is a show, like a floating showroom.
Yeah.
So another Honda E with a wide body.
Yeah.
But things are not as they seem.
No, this one's a bit more challenging than the other ones.
So this is not an E anymore?
No.
Because this has a piston powertrain?
Yeah.
So what on earth is going through your head with this build? Show us, talk us through it.
I bought a damaged Honda E, so the boys and myself could learn how the electric vehicles work.
Yeah.
So we basically stripped it to reverse engineer and see how Then we was left with a bare shell because we took all the electronic components out of it.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that car is like a 2022 plate shell. It'd be a shame just to scrap it. So we decided we'd fabricate a floor for it and a tunnel. And then we put a petrol engine out of a British touring car in it.
I love the way you're so casual. So we just decided to do this.
Yeah.
This is like one of the wildest builds I've seen.
It is quite
in the last 5 years.
It is quite involved. Like I say, everything from the sills in is been
So you've made the floors. Obviously, it's caged, very caged. So what is the drivetrain?
It's out of a BMW 1 Series next generation British touring car.
So you bought a touring car?
Yeah. We used all the cars with electronics, the wiring harness, the pedal box, obviously sequential X-track gearbox, diff, and a 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine. And
can you show me? I can see the fuel cell behind the cage there, but can you show us under the bonnet? This is Byron. You've got to understand. This is not what people expect when they come into a sleepy Welsh valley village. Look, there's mountains up there. You might not be able to see it on camera. There's massive, foggy, beautiful mountains and waterfalls over there. And there's a standard Honda E charging down there. And then you got something like this.
So basically, we've had to put the engine quite far back, as you can see.
Yeah.
It's got the steering rack and column off the touring car.
Yeah, is this still Honda E?
That's Honda E, yeah.
Right, so the strut turrets are...
Yeah, Honda E. We used the quantum dampers on the Honda E. We've made adjustable bottom arms for it and adjustable tie bars. We made a bespoke rear subframe for it to take the diff rather than the motor, which was quite challenging.
You're clever, you are.
I don't know about that. No,
this is amazing. What are you going to do with it? You can actually compete in this.
Well, I thought a time attack car, or somebody who wanted a drift car, potentially could be for sale if somebody wants something different as a drift car.
Yeah.
Or a time attack car.
What a hell of a thing.
Yeah, I think it's true.
Did you just do it because you wanted to see if you could do it?
I don't think I think too much of the downfalls are the problems it's going to cause. You just do it and then worry about it after. It's the same with everything I do. I never cost anything out. I just do it and then try and finish it then. That's the hard part, is trying to finish things.
I've just noticed, of course, this was the big charging area, which was one of the main features on the original Honda E, and it's now...
A duct now, yeah.
Right.
The duct's air through the radiator. In fact, that's the intercooler. The radiator's down there and that's ducted as well.
Yeah. Can I just say that I really like this bumper style?
Yeah, it is.
With this big mouth.
Yeah.
It's quite simple, but it really works.
Yeah, definitely.
I know that you've had to add that because that was a flat part of the panel, wasn't it?
We had to get air through the intercooler there.
Doesn't it look ace? I'm all over this. I'm all over both of your Honda E's. You've sort of cornered the market. It's weird, isn't it? You've almost done more with Honda E's than any Japanese tuner's done with Honda E's.
Yeah, I think we've gone to the extremes with this one, obviously. I wish I'd put a K20 in it, really, but we had the BMW engine, so it was, and obviously. But
but what you're saying is if someone's watching this and they quite fancy K swapping a Honda E, that maybe you found a few accident damage ones.
Yeah.
You could do it.
Or if they've got a Honda E with a dodgy battery, maybe it's time to put a K-swap in.
Unbelievable. And then at the back here, you've got the similar kind of ducktail to the other.
Yeah.
Because are these arches all the same as the other?
Yeah, basically same arches as different diffuser. That's more of like a time attack diffuser that we've used on that, yeah.
Central exhaust over exhaust?
Yeah.
Almost the same shape as, is that the standard?
That's the standard, yeah.
You've almost mimicked that, which is really neat. And these reversing lines, kind of satin
carbon, yeah. I'm a big fan of satin carbon.
Yeah, I like satin carbon as well.
We thought we couldn't buy any
Lexan windows.
Yeah, so we couldn't buy them, so we had to form them ourselves.
So you made the windows?
So I made the windows, which was that was a bit of a challenge.
I've always had an affinity for the Honda E, as you know, and I've wanted to come here and feature these cars for a while now, but I've kind of held off until the prices of Honda E's have tumbled to this point. Now is the time to buy a Honda E. You can get them in winter for around 10 grand now, and I think they're an utter bargain. And then that justifies spending money on making one a wide body like that white one I've driven today. But are you interested in this one more? I'll probably come back and feature this when it's a running, driving, finished car, because it'd be rude not to. Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you go Piston E, or would you go Honda E wide boy? I love them, whatever they are, I love them all. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, I'd love you to subscribe to The Late Brake Show. Ciao for now. Bye. Like and subscribe. Bye. Bye now. Bye.